I apologize once again for my inability to figure out how to deal with my camera stand scenarios. All right, let's see what we got here. Oh, good thing it's early in the morning. My time. Well, not that early, but it's early. All right, let's see. Here we go. Let's go over to my channel. There we are. And what a mess. Thank goodness no one's here. All right. I'm not going to forget to link a me this time, people. Me is one of my bestest friends ever. Okay. All right. I think I'm going to move the basket over and just my wreath. I'm so thrilled about this wreath situation. People, I am thrilled. It is just what the doctor ordered for me in terms of the type of project that I need to be doing in my life right now. Boy, that is such a long, stinking delay, brother and sister. Okay, good. Okay, this is how it should have looked when I came on, and it didn't. All right, we're good. All right. I have my fabrics all laid out in here. I'm making a rag wreath. I have them all laid out in this, and I'm like pulling from here, but I don't, I'm just going to pull like a few of each and lay them over here and over here. And then I'll be able to stream. It's a little bit different than when I'm just like watching a stream. So this is one of those gifts that God gave to me from the Yuga. Oh Lord, we need to read our, I got to get reading my devotional. It's been a little bit of a shaky morning here for me. My mom fell. It's okay. She's okay, but it shakes my nervous system up. I get scared. And all right, so let's create a post, and we're going to say, come on over. Now, I don't want to wake me up, though, because I don't know if she's sleeping. So I'm just going to share this out to Facebook and then to the messenger. I'm not going to text her that. Come on by. Here we go. Dink, dink, dink. Dinkity dink. Do I really care? This is a big deal. Should I post this to my actual... I don't care. Who cares? God says don't worry about it. All right. And then let's see. One more. Come on over to share. Hey, Carol. Good morning. Good morning, Teresa. Just sending out a few messages here because I tend to forget to do that sometimes, and I don't mean it. Here she is. Okay, we're good. So, good morning, ladies. How are you doing? So this morning, my mom had a fall. She's okay, but she did have another fall. When she had this last stroke, she's had 3 strokes. The last stroke that she had over the end of the summer, it was, it just has made it so she's just much more of a falling risk than ever. And she's just still adjusting to needing to ask for help. She went to reach for something. I was literally in the living room, and her bedroom's off the living room here. If you don't know, she lives with us now. And she went to reach for something, and the last 3 times she's fallen, it's been when she went to reach for something, because when she had her first stroke a couple years ago, it impacted the base of her brain, the cerebellum, which is the part that controls our balance. So that's where it's at. So I decided, good morning. I didn't forget to message you. How are you? So anyway, art and craft and God, right? Art, craft, and godliness. That's it for me, because I tell you what, this has been such a gift. I found this rag wreath. It just showed up. I wasn't looking for wreaths. It just showed up on my my algorithm, and I just was like, that's so cool. I love scrappy looking stuff, so it's like right up my alley. And so I just went through and found, hey, good morning. How are you? Miss Selena Amor Fabrica is in-house. So anyway, I'm really thrilled with this. It's a fun project. Of course, it's a simple project. Those are the kind of projects that I like. And I also want to start off by saying, let's do a quick... I knew you were probably asleep. That's why I told you, girl. I didn't... Now, how come my channel and Beth's channel are the only 2 channels that I have been at where they're doing the @ symbol and then like whatever your email is or whatever? Do you know what I mean? I don't know how to change that, but I don't have the energy or time. I have the time, not the energy or desire to figure it out. Um, so yeah, it's so simple. And so you can get these. I got mine at the Dollar Tree for I think it was $1.25 when I bought it. I don't know how much they cost now because the Dollar Tree has increased. But then I went through my Christmas fabrics and just made it. All you do is it's 8.5 inches long, and you can go either an inch and a half or an inch and a quarter. It's up to you how you want it to be. So yeah, but I'm going to read a quick devotional. And happy Veterans Day to all of our wonderful veterans in the United States of America. I have a grandfather who I never got to meet. He passed on, but he was an officer in the Army. And I have an uncle who was in the Navy. Romeo's brother was in the Navy, and Romeo's dad was in the Marines. So we have a few people. We're not like what you would call a military family by any means, but we do have people we love near and dear to us. So here it is, November 11th. I'm going to read. This is from my Be Still and Know. He is near. The Lord is near to all who call on him, in truth. He fulfills the desire of those who fear him. He also hears their cry and saves them. Psalm 145, verses 18 and 19 on out of the ESV. That's the English Standard Version. So the Lord is not only near to those who call on him every single morning. He's not only near to those who live a sinless life or those who speak with eloquence. God is near to all who call on him in truth. He is near to everyone whose heart is genuine before him. God's love is enough to close the distance between heaven and earth and to allow our voice to be heard. Do you long for the presence of God? Then step into it. It is truly that simple. There are days when we miss his presence and we desire his closeness, but we forget in that moment that it's always been ours for the taking. Jesus demolished every single barrier that ever stood between you and God. Quiet your heart, enter his presence, and speak your mind. He listens, he cares, and he answers. Heavenly Father, we thank you that you are near to us. Thank you that we don't have to jump through hoops to stand in your presence. You are a good Father, a loving God. Hear our hearts today and give us the peace to wait for your answer. Amen. There it is. I love this little one. I'm telling you, it's so funny. I just got that at Walmart. All right, so this is Aunt Beck's I'm blaming Aunt Beck for this. I'm saving these strings. What am I going to do with them? I don't know. I've never saved them before, but I frayed all this fabric. That's the other thing. The next wreath I do, I'm going to do, just to see, I'm going to cut it with the, what's that? The thing that Selena's like a pro with, man. That rotary cutter. She's like, if I did that, I would cut off all my fingers. All right, so I'm just trying to see how many different fabrics I just was pulling when I did this. So I have some greens and reds, and some of them, because I did it, I just took the fabric, put a ruler out and chopped like this. So mine's going to be a little more uneven maybe than some people's. But what's cool is I figured out I had more Christmas fabric than I thought. So I've got that one. That's a Santa Clausy one. I can put that there. And this one's from Safia, Dust Fairies. And I haven't seen her out and about on the internet much. Maybe, I know her son became a pilot. And she was hanging with us back in the day when all that was. This isn't typically the fabric you would probably normally. She goes, I'm like a Wolverine. I bet your husband would vouch for that. That's funny. But that's a fabric from India, which I know I got that one from Safia because I think she sent me that as a gift. So there's a couple. I don't have a lot of those, so I'm just putting one or two on each section for that little extra little bit of just that little shiny stuff. So I think I'm actually going to put that one up here out of reach so that they're separate. All right, making sure I got everything accounted for here, all the types. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's me. I have 7. You don't need to have 7. Hey, Steph, I have a new obsession. It's called the rag wreath. And you know what's funny with me? Everything with me that's old is new with me. You know what I'm saying? This is old school stuff. I mean, this isn't like something new. It's probably something they came out with in the 1980s, but I'm all about it. All right, and I got you guys. I got my coffee. We did a little devotional. We're good to go. We're good to go. Mary wasn't on this morning. I think Mary has gotten addicted to the AI. No, I'm just kidding. I'm glad Mary's taking a little break for herself. So then what I'm doing is I'm just going around. I'm just not with a plan. Like I'm not like planning out how I'm doing this, but I'm looking and I'm like, okay, haven't done one of these in a while. I'm going to do this one. And what I'm doing today is, so I signed up for a couple of Bible studies, and I've been very diligent in attending them, which I'm proud of. Not too proud, but, you know, happy with myself, so to speak, in terms of that. I'm not always usually happy with myself. So I took a day off, well, not a whole day, because I have one tonight too. But I took the morning off from one of them so that I can, oh, speaking of which, I was supposed to, hold on a minute, people. We got the cleaning people come today, and my mom wanted to know what time they're going to be here. Let me just ask her what time it is. Thank you. Do you know what time you'll be here today? Thank you so much. That's the single greatest gift I've ever given myself. Well, Romeo's ever given me. Well, that's not true. He's given me so many gifts I can't count. But we got, once my mom was here, we got some people to come in once a week and do house. They did a deep clean once, and then I was trying to get hooked up with Zena, and I couldn't get it done because with all my mom's PT coming in, OT, and then just at the last minute, Romeo, because I was so stressed out, and he was like, you know what, he's like, I'm going to just call somebody, get them in here. And they're really nice people. They're really, really nice people. So anyway, I'm going to go over to the lobby today, Hobby Lobby, and I'm going to go to Dollar Tree. And I'm going to see if Dollar Tree, now this one measures, I'm going to see if Dollar Tree has more of these. So this one measures, you can measure it from like the inside to the outside. This one's like a 10-inch round on the inside and 14 on the outside. But there's all different sizes too that you can do. And what I'm planning on doing is either with my Cricut, if I get really, you know, crafty, I'll use the Cricut. But if not, I even just go purchase a sign, you know, one of the cute little wooden signs that they have, and glue that in the middle maybe. We'll see. We'll see. We'll just see. All right, so here's how you do it. I'm talking and not paying attention. I probably did it wrong already. Did I? I did do it wrong because I'm talking. See, I can't do stuff and talk, people. All right, the way it goes is you, hold on, people. This is how not to do it, okay? Let me just get, I tell you, I was thinking lately about asking people on a post, what are your top favorite tools? One of my most favorite tools recently is these little tweezers. I think they're for eyebrows. I don't think they were for crafting originally, but I use them like for all kinds of stuff, man. All the time. I use them to hold stuff while I'm heating it with a heat gun. I use it for just all kinds of stuff. All right, so the way this is so simple. The way you do it is this, okay? And I watched a few different videos. There's people, like anything in crafting, there's people out there who are just like literally their whole YouTube channel is making wreaths. And so I always have a harder time with those people because they've done it so many times. They're like professional, you know. I watched a woman who was just like a regular crafter like you and me, and that's how I really understood how to do it. So you take your strip, you take these two in the inside ones, I call them, on the inside, and you put it there. Then you do the outside, which is what I just didn't do because I was talking. And again, it's wrapping around too. I double knotted. I think it's much better double knotted. 1 and 2. Now I did something very brave. I opened up I actually posted my YouTube channel on my regular Facebook, my Laura Beth Facebook, which is where like people in my non-crafty life are. So we'll see. Feels a little weird, but whatever. My daughter probably won't be thrilled about here humiliating myself. All right, wait, I got a little problem with my iPad. There we go. All right, so, and then you do the inside, right? So I'm looking and I'm like, oh, well, I haven't done one of these in a while, which I like this. I wish I had more of that fabric because it's sort of rather unique for Christmas. It's sort of, you know, it's a wintry kind of a thing, and I love a good wintry thing. And so you do is you put it, you wrap it around the 2, and then once you tie the knot, you push it over. Right. And then I will tell you, I did go ahead and watch a video on, see, not last year. Was it last year? I think it was last year. I bought one of these wreaths with the deco mesh. I didn't even know that's what it was called when I was working still. One of the young ladies I was working with, I took her to work at she was, you know, doing like an internship at dog groomer, right? And the people there were really cool. I really enjoyed them. And they had these beautiful wreaths everywhere. And I asked about them, and they gave me the lady's Facebook, and I went ahead on there and I ordered one. I paid good money, like $65 for it, and I love it. It's blue and gold, and then it has that wooden sign in the center that says Jesus is the reason for the season, which of course my daughter looks at. She comes over, she's like, "Oh, mom, like I'd be so corny." I'm like, "That's because I'm your mother, and you've been knowing me your whole life. You should know by now." Anyway, I was like thinking to myself, I wonder how hard those are to make, because I don't know about any of you, but I know actually probably some of you are not like this at all. I would gather that you're not like this because of your art that I see that you create. But I have had such little confidence in anything that I do. And in terms of many areas of my life, first of all, parenting. I had a meltdown about that last weekend too. I've never felt like I was a good mom. I've always thought I was an awful mom. Both my kids are like, you're not an awful mom. You know, and if you were, don't you think we would tell you?" They were like, you know, at different times, they were like, you know, don't you think, at one point my son said to me, he was young, and he heard me talking to my daughter, and I was crying, and it was before they got my medication all correct for the bipolar disorder that I have been diagnosed with. And my son was young. He was maybe 9 or 10, and I didn't know, you try to keep it away from the little kids. Anyway, but my daughter's an adult at this point, you know, she's 20 something and 22 maybe. And she's like talking to me, and she's trying to like tell me like it's, you know, I'm not the worst mom in the world, blah, blah, blah. Her solution was to tell me to watch the show Shameless. She goes, "Ma, you'll feel much better. Watch that show." I watched the show. I go, "My gosh, Kaylee." I said, "I didn't think I was like that." But she's a funny kid. So I think I think you and my daughter would get along so well, because you guys both have that nursing heart, but you have a great sarcastic sense of humor. Oh, okay, hold on. And I'll just finish this up. So Cole said to me, "Don't we get to say, Mom? Don't we get to say whether you're a good mom or not? Because you're our mom. It doesn't matter what anyone else thinks." My sweet, sweet little man. Another fun tip, use pinking shears. Ooh, yeah. Oh, okay, that's what I did. I did the rip. Yeah, okay. Yes, that's even better. I think Selena is actually putting words to what I'm trying to say. She felt that way being a woman. She said it's hard to learn being a woman. That's what it is. It's literally the feminine. And I don't care. I know this is probably going to be like I don't mean to be rude about it, but I want to say it gently. But the culture I grew up in versus the culture that I live in today, and I'm not saying one is 100% better or worse than the other. I think but I think we're imbalanced. We're either like coming out of the 1950s into and then those people like my mother who totally rebelled against everything. It wasn't good for her. It wasn't good for her to think that, you know, she had to be this like, "I am woman, hear me roar," and she didn't need any help, and she didn't need a man, and that really wasn't helpful to my mom, and it certainly wasn't helpful for me because I was very confused. I was like, I need every man in my life. If I didn't have all the men who have been in my life, my father, my brothers, my Romeo, my son, I mean, what would I do without these men? They're wonderful men, you know? And so anyway, I mean, I could go on and on about that. I do think there's balance, though. I don't think we need to be beating women, obviously. But, you know, it's just like, you know, or anyone. But what I'm saying is this. I'm saying I haven't had confidence in myself. And I think it has a lot to do with the root of the problem is of being a woman. I'll tell you where I was confident. As a student, I was really good in school. So that's where I was able to shine. But then I thought that that's where my worth came from too. You see, I think when we as women specifically, and I mean specifically women, born as women, that's the other thing. My cousin, and I know this is controversial and everything. I have a dear cousin who I held her when she was born. I was like 12 years old, 15 even. And I held her. I used to go visit every summer up to Massachusetts to be with my baby cousin. She was my aunt's third baby, my mom's baby sister's baby. And she was married and living a beautiful life out in the Pacific Northwest. And then all of a sudden, literally all of a sudden, this beautiful, she's like model beautiful young lady leaves her husband. They don't have any kids, but leaves her husband and hooks up with another woman, which again, I don't have a problem with any of that. That's not my, I don't think the adultery part is cool, but like whatever. And She just had surgery to remove her breasts. And I'm sorry. And I know there's other channels that don't want to talk about religion and they don't want to talk about politics and they don't. Okay, I don't talk about politics because politics I think are boring and they don't interest me. And I noticed that Jesus didn't get involved in politics. So, but I will talk about religion and I will talk about cultural issues because they're affecting my family. And then my stepsister, her daughter did the same thing. These young ladies are in their 20s and they are removing organs. And I'm sorry, but it bothers me. And I don't know how I got on this topic this morning. Maybe because every time my mom falls, God gives me the opportunity to see the frailty of the person who brought me onto the planet and to really focus on what his will is. And when I see people, just like when and I know it had to be hard when I was out there, man, not following God's will and just doing all kinds of nuttiness. And, I mean, I always feel like it takes a real heavy, like a real heavy sinner like me to know sin, right? Because I sinned so much and God gracefully forgave me. Undeserved, people. I don't deserve it. I didn't earn it. But he gave it to me because of who he is. And I'm sorry, but this just blows my mind every time. And I think with my cousin and my stepsister's daughter, my heart bleeds for them because I love them and they're just so young. And when you get I'm almost 50, these girls are in their 20s and early 30s. And it's like when you get a little bit older, you see that cultural things come and go by the wayside, It's I feel so concerned for their regret that they may have. When I was in my 20s, I had gastric bypass surgery and I didn't realize how serious the surgery was. I was just thinking, oh, I'm going to not be fat anymore. And I've been struggling with my weight my whole life. When you're in your 20s, you're just short-sighted. Right? And that's the truth. All right. I'm sorry. I'll get off that soapbox. A mom, a wife, a friend, a daughter, learning to find you and respect yourself. It's the hardest, right? And I guess that's the part about these young ladies that it hurts my heart so much. Is that, and I'm not judging them, it's their body. They have the right to do it. They're adults. They can make their own choices. I love them beyond measure. It doesn't matter what they do. I will love them always. I just have concern for them. I have concern about their future regret. I know the things that I've regretted that I've done, and I don't want to see it for other people, if that makes sense. All right. But you can't talk other people. That's it. Me, pray they have no regrets. And that's what I hope. I pray that. I pray they have no regrets. And if they don't, then that's their journey, right? And I have no issue with it. I've watched too many detransitioning testimonies to know that it's possible they may very well have regrets. And you can't some of these things you can't turn back time, especially the hormones. All right, I'm going to get off of it. And I don't know why, but I just had to, I know it's just sort of like, look how pretty these are. Woo! Aunt Beck, you're in trouble. It's all your fault. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, exactly. It's exactly. And I say this in love. When they say, people in the Christian community say, share truth in love. And I mean this with love. Yeah, and just like you're saying it. Selena, you're spot on today. She says she agrees. They have so much to grow and learn. Yes, the serious steps they're taking are irreversible. Exactly. And I guess too is like your own experience. Like for me, as a mom, here's one for you. I was 19, had my daughter young. I think, Selena, you had your daughter when you were still young too, like in your 20s. So I did all the things. I did the Lamaze class and I did the breastfeeding class and the baby came and I did not get any milk. And I was devastated by it. I was just devastated. And I kept saying to my mom, oh my gosh, if we lived in another century and we couldn't afford a wet nurse, my baby would be dead. I'm so dramatic. That's why my daughter says I'm dramatic right there. But the point of the matter is, that's all I could think of with these young ladies. Because, for instance, we have a really beautiful set of church friends who are married female women, lovely, and they're married and they're in love and they raised in this family. It's beautiful. It's not about that to me, but like one of them got pregnant with two of their babies, right? These two beautiful, wonderful little boys. One of them's a genius. But what if she had decided to just cut off her breasts when she was in her early 20s? And then now she meets somebody and she wants to be together with that person. And then now her body is changed. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like we're not taking it seriously enough, I guess. I don't know. And I can't talk about it with my daughter. She's very young and she thinks I'm putting people down. And I'm trying to say that, no, I'm saying this in love. I'm saying this because I, like Ami said, I hope there's no regrets. Because I've lived with regrets. I still have regrets. Can't change the past, you know? You cannot change the past. You can, ask God for forgiveness. He will give it to you because he's gracious, but you can't change it, you know? And why did I put that on there? Because I'm yakking. This is the last one I'm supposed to yak-a-doodle. All right, let me get off that topic, and I apologize if I upset anybody or offended anybody. That is not my intent. I really don't usually get involved talking to people about these kind of topics. It's just my heart is so sad for the people that are in my own family. That's all. And I know for sure if I try to approach it, they're very defensive. And I think for me, I just watch it and I'm like, I just feel like, I don't know, I could be wrong, but I just feel like there's fads that go around. And I'm not saying that if you are born into a body you don't feel like belongs to you, I'm not saying that's a fad, okay? I'm not. But what I'm saying is when you get like celebrities like making it look a certain way, anything, right? I tried that Wagovi. Oprah said it was good. All right, let me try it. Yeah, stuff made me sick as a dog. Absolutely. See, thank you, Amy. I appreciate you. She said that it's definitely not being taken seriously enough. I think that's what upsets me. It seems like there's like this casual attitude. That's exactly it. That's what I was trying to say. Exactly. And I think that the people who are, and I tell you, my father was a no holes barred kind of guy. And that, when he found out Bruce Jenner was doing that, my father made so many jokes. And I know it's not supposed to be funny, but that was his way of dealing with the fact that, even Romeo, he's like, I don't know, this guy was on the Wheaties box when I was a kid, kind of thing. And I think we're really like, okay, here's an example. When I was teaching last spring, at the college, there was a young lady who would prefer to be referred to as they, right? And my cousin does that too. And I said to her, sweetheart, I'm going to do my best. I'm going to give it my all. But I'm telling you that I'm a woman in her 40s who the language, first of all, I'm an English major. So like, that weirds me out that you guys are messing with pronouns just on the English component. Like, I don't, give yourself a different name, but like, don't mess with because now I got to go through a grammar situation, but, she was so sweet and so lovely. And we worked together so that I could honor what was important to her. And she could be kind and gracious to me that it's not it's not what I'm used to. So I would call her she, but I didn't do it out of disrespect. I wasn't being obstinate, All right. Oh, I really do love this one. Yeah, I know. Well, me, when you're teaching in a public institution, you don't have a choice. And it's funny. I've seen some videos where people like waitresses, they go and they want to make a big scene out of it. And it's like, dude, you calm down. Just people who you're waiting on, you don't need to insist that they do. I think that's what bothers me is the insistence, right? So this young lady I was teaching, she was lovely. She wasn't like that at all. She was, she had her own feelings about it. That's her choice. All that is true. And then she, when I was like, screwed up at basically all the time, she was like, don't worry about it, Laura. Don't worry about it. She was very cool like that. And I think we could just have some more mutual respect. I don't know why. We're making a wreath, people. Why are we on this topic? I don't know. Probably because my aunt's coming and she's coming to visit. And she'll be here. She's coming in early December from Massachusetts. And it's an interesting scenario because she has a master's degree from Boston College, which is a Catholic university, and she taught for the Catholic. She was a youth minister for the Catholic Church for like 25 years, and it's her daughter. And so when I try to talk to her about my cousin, I'm just being polite and asking things, and she's always correcting me with the they and the this and that. Oh, you were a pastor's kid. Oh, oh my gosh, Selena, those are supposed, wouldn't know anything about that. My father was the opposite of a pastor. Oh, yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, exactly. I view them as perfect, both of them. I think they're perfect in God's eyes, and I don't see any imperfections in these beautiful young girls. Exactly. And they don't see it yet. And you know what I feel like? It really is, the tugging on my heart about the whole thing, is for me, it's but for the grace of God. It is but for the grace of God that I would have been born into the generation that was doing that, because I was so impressionable and insecure that I would have been, been happy to jump on the train of anything in culture that would make me be cool, And so that's the other part of it too. So anyway, if anyone's listening to this or hi on the replay, just pretend you're at Janet Nash's where she's just all love and light. I mean love and light. I guess I come on to I come on to get stuff off my chest here, you know, too, with you guys. And I appreciate you being here for me. It was a rough one, but I also want to, speaking of Janet Nash, I want to say what a beautiful, beautiful soul she is. And she, I had gone to her stream, and I made I did is it in here? Hold on. It should be in here. Where is it? It should be this next page, right? Oh, I followed her prompts on Monday. Let's get back to art talk. These are all her prompts. Isn't that good? And I had so much fun. Oh, I love that. Selena says she likes the song. I sought the Lord and he answered. I did not understand that until I had given my all to him. Oh, amen, girl. And I think that's part of, like, even just talking to you guys about this is that it's on my heart. Obviously, it wasn't like I was sitting down going, "Oh, let's talk about gender stuff that freaks people out. They can't have discussions about it on the stream today." No, that was not in my intentions. Not in my intentions. All right, so this is where we're at, and I just want you to see how. Thank you so much, Carol. So I want you to see how, and thank you all for just sitting there and listening and hearing me. It's, you know, I feel the same way about the people who are struggling with their whatever you're struggling with, right? But if it happens to be a gender thing or an identity thing, I fully understand. You know, I walk with, you know, the Lord gives us all what we can handle, and I do believe that. And He has handed me some stuff too, and it isn't my gender, but I can tell you my mental state across the years has not always been on par. All right, so now we're going to move to the next section. And I think there's 1, 2, 3, I think there's 6 sections. Oh, thank you. Oh, I mean, thank you, Selena, because my heart is not to ever offend. And it's not even just about offending. I think people do get offended, and I get offended. We're human. It's part of what happens. It's just, and you know, I do pray before the stream. So if it's coming out, then the Holy Spirit's saying it's okay to say it. But it's how you say things, right? Don't we teach our kids that too? How we say things? Yeah. So I'm going to hit Hobby Lobby today at some point. My mom has this is a beautiful thing. God is so good. My mom has an appointment for, 2 falls ago, she hurt her arm. She got a big wound on her right arm here. That was the first time she fell when she was here. That was about 6 weeks ago. And we've been going every week. And this time he told us to wait 2 weeks. Oh, people, I should snap a shot of this doctor for you. My mom's doctor is such a hottie. Oh, Johnny, Romeo knows. He's like, oh, I'm like, oh, I got to go see Dr. Martinez. He's like, oh, I can see you're very disappointed by that. He's also just a sweetie pie. Anyway, he said we could wait, and now the wound is actually completely healed, which is beautiful. And I think it's really, I will, because you know what? He's gonna look at my mom. I'll just have my phone, and I will only send it to you as a text. I'm not gonna post him online. I wouldn't do that to him. But he is a hottie. He's from Texas, right? And he doesn't have the accent, but he went to like University of Texas or something. Yeah, I really love him. He's been good to me too. He's a family practitioner where we go, and he's just really great. He's really great. His name is Ian. That's his first name. But yeah, he's been great. And you know, she had a little, yeah, giddy up, girl. Let me tell you what, he's got dreadlocks, like, and he wears them in this little, under this like little like bandana thing. But he's got the muscles. He's got like these, you can tell he goes to the gym. Cole even said that. You could tell he goes to the gym. So Cole's been going to the gym, getting his workout on. And he went to the mall with his buddies last weekend and he got his drip. He hates when I use all his words. Oh, girl, hot flashes. Oh my gosh, Selena. He did. He looks so cute. I mean, he bought jeans. He's been dressing in sweatpants since like he was able to pick out his own clothes, you know, which I didn't let him do till middle school. I don't want my kid at the school dressed like a lunatic. So then he went through the whole sweat. I think everybody did that after the pandemic too, the sweatpants phase. So he went to PacSun and he got himself a couple pairs of jeans. And I was taking a nap when he got home because Romeo ended up taking him. I was going to take him, but Romeo ended up taking him. And he comes in to show me what, you know, and I said, now, and I forgot to give him money or a credit card or something that he could take and use. And he's like, so I said to him, oh, because he's got some of his own money now. My mom paid him when he took care of her animals, and he had a confirmation. He got some money for confirmation. We opened a bank account over the summer, so now he's got this little debit card. He's all thrilled with it. And And it's great because I'm on the, he's only 15, so like I have to be on the debit card. It's fantastic. It's just like Venmo. All I have to do is go to my bank account and just transfer money onto his account, and it goes in like that. So I love that feeling that I feel like he won't be without money in the world. That's something I don't like to think about. Your kid just being without money. So anyway, so I thought he said he paid for his own stuff, and I was like, oh, I was like, oh, I'm gonna have to just reimburse him, because this is his clothes. I don't want him. He's a little bit of money that he has. He's not old enough to get a real job in New Jersey until he's 16, which he will be in January. And so on the next day, I'm sitting down having my coffee with Romeo in the morning because now it's wood stove season. Hey, Marty. Oh, Marty, I was on a soapbox. You got here at the right time. I was on a soapbox, and I'm glad you missed it. So I said to Romeo, I said, I got to transfer some money for him because, I said, he paid for that stuff by himself, right? And Romeo goes, no. I said, what do you mean? He goes, he's getting out of the car. He leans over to Romeo, goes, can I have your credit card? I said, you know who he learned that from? He learned that from me. I'm always like, hey, Romeo, can I get your credit card? Because honestly, I'm telling you what, I don't think we're going to pay for anything for Christmas this year at all because we use 2 credit cards and that's it. And we pay them off every month and they rack up all these points, right? And my idea was we should go on a trip somewhere. But, with my mom and everything, I don't think that's going to happen. So I said to Romeo, well, I think we should just use them to buy, because we use the Amazon card. You get if you get the credit card on Amazon, you get like 5% cash back on like everything that you buy. It's fantastic. And then we have it's a really old, he's had it for a long time. That one was just he had that before we even met. Like he's had it for like 30 years. But anyway, it's like a city points or something, whatever. All I know is my daughter has been traveling the planet using points. She went to Majorca, she went to Ireland, she went to what's the other one she went to? One of those island places. So yeah, and she did it all with points, So I'm like, all right, I can dig that. All right, hold on. I got to move these over. I got scraps everywhere. Oh, I'm scrapping it up. So Marty, I'm making a scrappy wreath. Don't you love it? It's scrappy. All right, we're going to add one of these. Oh, I think I've been forgetting to add this one. Ooh, all right, it's cool. We're good. See, now that one looks bigger than 1.5 inches. I'm just curious. Hold on. So what's everybody else working on? Get over here, my big yap. I'm like, yeah, that's right. We're buying stuff with Romeo points. That's exactly right. Oh, this is 2 inches. It's too big. So I'm just going to trim it like this. I tell you what, another one of my favorite tools ever. Peggy Fitzmaurice sent me this. Or I think she gave it to all of us when we went to that retreat with Brooke, Recreations by Brookie. All right. Anyway, I used that. I was just thinking, like, okay, guys, what are your favorite tools? Like, my favorite tools, I would say, obviously glue. Obviously glue. But I love these tweezers. I use these all the time. I love my big scissors because I can fussy cut with these. Like, if I had to only use one pair. I do like these too, and I also like, I knew that was going to be your answer, your rotary cutter. I love these too. Obviously ink, right? Ink is on there if you're a paper crafter. It's interesting to see the things that you reach for over and over again, I know, Stephanie. What they're up to. I know Jean had us send her Jean Moran, one of my other favorite YouTube people, had us send her like some kind of card or something like about a year ago. All right, now hold on. I think this one's too long also. What am I doing, people? What did I do? This is like a misfit. The lands of the misfit. All right, Carol goes everything. Well, Carol, you're allowed to. You're so accomplished. I love, you know what, Carol? I do love your stitching. It's obviously like some of the best stitching on the planet. However, I love your watercolor. I love Carol's style of watercolor when she does her watercolor, man. 100% love it. Just love it. All right. So we're going here. Wait, I did one here. Oh, I'm behind on this. Okay, so I got to do this one here. Uh-oh, I think okay, that's all right. When you yak, you got to take stuff back. She says, I can't just choose just one. I tell you what I used yesterday. Look at this baby. Desert sunset glitter. How fun is that? When I'm done with this, I think if I'm still on and we're just chilling, I know Kathy Burke comes on at 9 or at 10, and that's cool. But I don't know. We'll see. Isn't that fun? I started Rebecca last night. There was something wrong with her light. Create with Rebecca, and she had put up prompts though, some really neat prompts. And I started a page, and then it was time for dinner, so I had to go downstairs. And I came back, and Rebecca was gone. But I do have all the stuff, and I love these prompt pages. It's not about how it comes out. It's about it gets you moving and grooving. You know what I mean? Like, it just gets you moving and grooving. I think I need another one here. And I'm very proud of myself for one thing. So one of the ladies who makes the wreaths, all kinds of wreaths, right? Because of course I went down the whole. I'm getting an ATC from you? All right. Oh, wait, Marty is or me? It doesn't matter. That's okay. I do too. Marty, she sent it to me probably, oh God, Carol, you know how long ago it was, Carol, that you sent me the farm picture that I have? I think I have it in my book now. I put it in the book. It's so long ago that my craft room was downstairs. I mean, that was a really long time ago. I moved up here in 2018, I think. No, Carol sent me an unbelievable Happy Mail. It was so beautiful. I never forgot that. All right, it seems like we need another one here. I don't know. I think I screwed up, but that's all right. You know, the thing is, you really can't screw this kind of thing up. That's the kind of craft I need to do. Okay, is the not screwed up kind of craft. Oh, you know what, Marty? Mine. You know what? It's not about the fact that it's just nice to get it in the mail and to actually put a piece of art to the faces in a sense. You know, I love it. I keep them all. I'm going to rearrange how I keep the small things like the ATCs and like. Margaret made me these little, I did the inchies. Did Beth talk about what she's doing for the December swap yet? I love swapping in Beth's group. It's my favorite place that I've ever swapped, except for Rosemary Morris used to have a group. I don't know if it's still out there called, no, Carol, you sent me I know, yeah, I'm good. We're good. No, you're good. Now just be you and you're good. Rosemary had a group that was just flow journals, and you would swap the flow journals with people, and it was so fun. And I still have a few that I need to go through because I'm moving stuff around. I keep hinting at Romeo and he goes, I'm afraid to move you in that other craft room. You're just going to fill it up more. I said, well, yeah. Now you're getting the picture all these years later, you know. So if you do these you're just going to get a lot of strings, which is fine. I don't know. I've seen people make little flowers with a button in the middle out of these, which I think could be really cute. Yes, that's perfect, Marty. Marty said for her ATCs and stuff, she has the baseball card. You know what? I bet these would fit in there. Do you think? I bet those would fit in there. How beautiful are that? Margaret made me a bunch of these. I love how she added the bookends, you know? So just little creative things. That's the other thing. You know, when you swap with people, you get ideas, right? You get you get ideas. So I don't know, what's everybody doing for the holidays? At least for Thanksgiving. Anybody have plans? Anybody cooking? I'm definitely not cooking. I never cook because I can't cook. Nobody even wants me in the kitchen. Romeo doesn't want me anywhere near stoves because I've set stuff on fire before. I'm going to try it, Marty, because I do have that. Have you guys ever sent a pocket letter? Those are really fun too. Pocket letters are really fun. And you use those baseball card things for it. So for us, for the holidays, we are... it's going to be a busy holiday season here, which is why I'm really glad I found this particular new craft so that I can just sit around and do this while I'm talking to my family. Oh, Marty, they're so fun. Look them up. And if you want, I'll do a swap with you. Just me and you. Pocket swap. What are they called? Pocket letter swap. They're really cute. You use the baseball card thing and you fill it all up with stuff. It's really fun. And then, let's see, we'll do this one here. So my little brother, Patrick, who has the two little kids, Charlotte and Evan, he and his family are coming down here on Tuesday before Thanksgiving. And he may or may not stay at a hotel. He's such a pain in my... All right, Marty, let's do it, girl. Let's do it. Let me write it down, though, because it'll never happen if I don't write it down, sister. That's fun. Pocket letter. And it could be any theme you want, girl. You could do holiday theme, anything you want. And I can get your address. Mine's in Beth's group too, but you can also message me on Facebook. I try to check that Facebook at least twice a week now, just for you guys. Truly, I don't even want to be on Facebook if it wasn't for you guys. I don't have the energy for it. So my brother Patrick's coming, and then let's see, he'll be here, and then my daughter's coming Wednesday, and then we're having Thanksgiving here. I want to say that thanks to, I know, right? Right. See, the problem for you is, Selena, you have a business. You have to do it. I always feel bad for the people who have businesses. You don't have a choice on that. I only really like YouTube. It's my original safe space. It's my original place where I met all you awesome people. And it's my real, like, this is my jam. Carol says that all the weekends this month, which would be November, first weekend of the next month. Oh, you're doing Christmas markets. Oh, nice. And you're building inventory. I told Romeo, if I get really into these and they look good, I said, you're going to see me at some of the vendor sales that they're having. They have craft and vendor sales next year. So, but yeah, so my daughter, I'm really excited. My daughter's coming for actual Thanksgiving. You know, everyone in the medical profession knows you don't always get your family members during the holidays, but this is her holiday, and she'll be coming here. I'm so glad because my little brother's kids are going to be here, and my daughter is so close with my brothers, her uncles. She is just super close with them. And you know what's interesting is I always felt bad. Her dad died when she was 8, and I always felt so bad about that. But I also see, like, that's a place where you can see beyond measure what God has planned that you don't know about, and that the loss of her father, although tragic, also helped her to blossom, to have these amazing relationships with my dad and my 2 brothers. And so that is a beautiful thing. Not that I'm saying I'm glad that he died. I'm not saying that. Man, I don't know. I say things the wrong way, and people misunderstand me. I misunderstand myself half the time. All right, let's pull a couple more of these. Some of these are so cute. I just wanted to make 10 million journals with these things. So they're coming, and then because I have God in my life, and only because I have God in my life, I did invite my mom's partner to come. And, you know, my mom's partner almost let her die in August, among other gripes I've had with him. So I will say that the timing of my study of the book of Matthew could not have come at a better time, because it's just, there's so much in there about how we have to forgive. So I'm so grateful for that. Anyway, I invited him. And so it'll be, I was going to invite my neighbor. But she's got nieces and nephews. She doesn't have any kids, and her partner died. I've been helping her with, people, let me tell you what. I've been helping her with some stuff that's like, he left her the house and everything. And she's like in her early 80s. And she gets confused about stuff. She's never been on the internet. She doesn't use the computer. She doesn't use the computer. She still uses a flip phone. Like, she's definitely from the 1900s, and she's such a doll, and I love her. But I've been, spending some time with her and taking her places that she needs to go for certain things legally. So we went to the probate a couple weeks ago, and I don't know anything about anything, right? Of course, why would I? And I know my mom's will is intact, and we did all that when she had her first stroke, but my mom had already put a will together anyway. She was responsible in that sense. So we go to the probate, and I start telling the lady there too, my own situation, because, oh, happy little trees. Take a deep breath of me. In, out. So the probate lady tells me that the way that we have it set up, because Romeo didn't write an official will yet, and he should, financially, everything has been signed to myself and my son. However, she said that may not stand up in court, the probate lady said. So I came home and I was like, dude, we got issues. And I only told my friend Jennifer this, but I will tell you guys. So, I have this like engagement with him, right? That's like forever. It's like going to be a forever engagement. We're never going to get married kind of thing is how it felt. And then I went with her to the tax guy, and they said, so this is like second reason, financial stuff, not emotional or spiritual reasons to get married. So they said, it says the estate tax in New Jersey was revoked. Like, they don't, if you're the wife or the kids, then you don't, I think even siblings, you don't have to pay any estate tax, right? When someone dies on their estate. If you're not, saying this is not married, which is what my neighbor is. They didn't get married. They were together like 35 years, just didn't get married. Same, so these farmer guys and these New Jersey farm boys, it's just like, I don't know what their issue is. So you have to pay 15% estate tax, which means 15% of everything that my man has been saving for all his adult life, which he's a good saver. He's the opposite of me. I'm a spender. He's a saver. It will go 15%. So I came home. I said, dude, this is getting ridiculous. I said, what is the holdup with getting married? So it turns out that the holdup pretty much has to do with he doesn't want a big shebang. He doesn't want a big thing with people. All this. I said, fine. I said, what if I ask my pastor and she can do just me and you, my mom, because, you know, she got to be with us all the time, and Cole and my daughter. And I said, the kids and my mom. And I said, how about if I just send her an email and ask her what that would look like and if that's something that's possible. People, he said yes. The man said yes. So my pastor's on vacation right now. But when she gets back, I'm sending her an email and asking her about how we can get hitched quietly. And then my girlfriend Jennifer's like, well, then just have a big party after. I said, no, he doesn't want a party. That's it. He doesn't want a party. I said, fine. You know, no party then. Although I would love a party. Sometimes that's what marriage is, right? Compromise. She says she doesn't need the pattern anymore. I know, right, Amy? Exactly. And I told him that day, well, listen, that money talks, because I said, you're kidding me. I said, you saved all this money, all this time. I said, and you are telling me you want to give 15% of it to the government? I said, really? Come on now. I know you better than that. I know you better than that. So he's, you know, when I first met him, it was one of the big things back in the day was to put a ringtone to everybody, like a different person would get a ringtone. You would download the songs. And I downloaded Ramblin' Man, because that was him, man. He was just this like independent, free spirit, no kids, not married, you know, never been married, kind of a deal going on. And then he met me. I came in with one kid, and then I left for a couple of years, came back with another kid. We have had a messy life. We have. It's been good, though. All right, let's see. And how about one of these? People, I love chatting with you while I do this. Look at this. I was just listening to Mary's latest members only. She was working on her Berzines. Oh, I know, right? Thank you. Thank you, ladies. Thank you. Thank you. But I'm keeping it quiet. You know what? That's out of respect for him. He's very introverted. He doesn't want to make a deal out of it. But I think he knows and understands that it's not only is it important to me. For me, it's a spiritual thing. But I also think for all of us, it's a financial thing. Because the other thing is he knows the likelihood, since he's so much older than I am, the likelihood that he'll go before me is, you know, it's more likely than not, right? You know, I love, doesn't this remind you of the 1980s? Just 100%. Love it. So yeah, I'm excited about that, but I'm staying calm, you know, I have to stay calm about it. I heard a song yesterday though. Oh my gosh. Some of these people on YouTube, they do these amazing covers. It was actually a Lionel Richie song. Mighty Glad You Stayed. I don't know if you guys know that one. I'm not going to sing it for you because I don't want to kill your ears. But that's the song I'm talking about. Mighty Glad You Stayed. All right, here we go. Exactly, Marty. 100%. I'm like, well, you know what's funny, Marty? The first time I went to the real psych hospital, and I'm not dissing anybody, but Marty, I'm going to send it to you. I'll send it to you. Oh, there's this amazing, I've just found it yesterday. There's this amazing cover of it this guy does. Yeah, I'll do that when I get off. I forget what I was saying. It doesn't matter. It never matters what I'm saying. That's a good thing about it. I can just yak. Don't talk back. Oh, no, you said, oh, that's what I was saying. I had been to in 2008, I think I have shared this before. I had been sexually assaulted. Somebody slipped a roofie into my drink, right? And so I had been sent to this place that was both a rehab and a mental health facility in Princeton, New Jersey. And at the time, I didn't understand any of this stuff. I was 30 years old, I think. And so I was there for like, I don't know, a couple weeks, and then I did some outpatient trauma, and it was a great program. So I But when we would go, and like I was smoking cigarettes back then, you know. When I drank, I smoked. That was always a thing, and I was a binge drinker. But real seriously, every time that I would drink, something bad would happen. I, almost killed myself in a car accident. I got assaulted. All that kind of stuff. So, I when I was there though, there was like we would go out to smoke cigarettes, and there was another group of people who were like up on they would call it like the fifth floor or something, and it's almost like they were throwing shade to the people I was with, because the people I was with, we were dual diagnosed. We were diagnosed with uh, both mental health and substance abuse issues. And I just thought that was so interesting, and I didn't understand, and I didn't understand that there was like comorbidity there, or any of it. I learned so much in the program, though. I will say I learned a lot about psychopharmacology and all kinds of things once I came to. But it took me. Hey, love you. Take care. Thanks for being here. Thanks for all your support and love. We love you. Have a beautiful day. So anyway, then fast forward in 2014, I actually checked myself in. This was the first time ever I did, only time ever I did that, to a psych situation. And it was same thing. They put me in the dual diagnosis, and I wasn't drinking at the time. Well, turns out I go now in 2016, and Romeo's through. The one reason I'm saying this is Marty said he's been through with me. This is what he's been through with me, people. In 2016, my son was only, which one was this? This goes here. What did I do? Okay. My son was only like 5 or 6, and Romeo's mother was still alive, and she was here, and we were dealing with caretakers, and it was just insanity. And she had dementia, and he was working the whole time. And I got put in the ambulance because I went into psychosis, and that had never happened to me. And I had already been in a day program that I was going to for mental health, and they didn't put me in any of the substance use groups because I really was, not that I didn't have that problem, but it's like that wasn't the area of focus at the time. And I ended up being so psychotic that I was screaming and yelling that I was Oprah Winfrey's daughter. And I never could figure out where that actually came from. But that's what was going on. And it was like right in front of my daughter. And I don't even know why God has me sharing this today. Maybe, again, somebody needs to hear it. I didn't find out till years later, because my family's so gracious and loving, that I was running naked down the highway. I knew that I ran head on into a car, and the car moved. And that was like the beginning of my walk with God, right there. The moment that that car moved, that was the beginning of it for me. That it was just, it was a crazy time. And I think, that's why when I hear people are having a tough time, I'm like, you know what? It does get better, especially with Jesus. It gets better. Life gets better. As long as it doesn't get perfect, my mom's living with me. She had a stroke, all that. Those things are still going to happen. Life is going to life, right? But if you have God in your life, I'm telling you, I lived without God in my life, not really on purpose, but sort of just whatever. And I lived in what I would call hell because of not having a connection with him. And so it's like, that's what hell is. It's separation from God, And for me, once the people I really feel for are the people who, have a relationship with God and then they don't, and I can't imagine that, because that would be just terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. All right. So going to Hobby Lobby, what am I going to get at Hobby Lobby? Anyway, that might be just so people know if you're around me or whatever. That is why I talk about God so much. God saved my life, but he really also saved my soul. And when you go into a situation like I did, with psychosis and mania, you go into like another realm of reality, and it's frightening. It's absolutely frightening. And that's when like the demons exist. Oh, I love you. Thank you so much. You too, girl. You're loved. You are loved. It's not easy being a pastor's kid, man. Good for you. Good for you. She's doing her thing. She's out there. She's out there walking that walk. Look, people, it's almost finished. Well, not completely, but woo. Oh, it feels good too, peeps. This feels good. Yes, I don't know. Oh, want to see the back? Look at the back. Oh, I almost like the back too. Look at that. You could almost hang it up like that. Look how nice that looks. Oh, you know what I want to do immediately is, I love you. Thank you so much. What I want to do is, how about that? A rainbow? Mm-hmm. Yes, I think so. I like that idea. Okay. Let's see. I think I'm going to do this one over here. So I'm going to the lobby. I like to get a plan when I go to Hobby Lobby. Otherwise, I start buying more crap I don't need. So I do want to get some more. This is it for my Christmas fabric. So I do want to, thank you so much. Thank you. Me too. I'm loving it too. It's very fun too. It's very easy. You know, it's just something, it's one of those sort of like repetitive things that you can do just like while you're sitting there. Like I said to Romeo this morning, I go, well, I could do this wreath while you're watching the Giants, and I can watch the Giants with you. He's they're just like, my brothers are the same way. He's like, as long as you're a Giants fan. I said, I don't even really give a darn about football. But I could sit next to you. Went to see Barb Owen was on last night for a little bit. She's another person. Just watch her life, right? She took care of her parents until they passed. Then she took care of her husband. And now she's remarried to a new man, and he loves football. So she was talking about it. I'm like, girl, I know where you're coming from with that football stuff. 100%. Yes, ma'am. All right. In my house, when I was growing up, in my dad's house, it was like, you can either sit down and watch the game and not talk, or you have to get out of the living room because the Giants are on. And when I met Romeo, he was like, oh, that's awesome. Your dad's great. It was so good because thankfully he had he liked the same sports teams as my dad. My dad really loved Romeo. He called him St. John. I said, oh my. My brothers do it now. They call him St. John. All right. You know what St. John's doing? Our Christmas tree. So a couple of years, some of you guys know from back in the day, we used to grow, they're still out there, but they're too big. We grew our own Christmas trees on the farm. Oh, how about it? Right? I can't, even though my dad did do the football, I still don't want to hear about it. I don't. And my brothers are insane. They go to like college games. My brother loves Michigan. He didn't even go to Michigan. He went to Northeastern. He takes his son and goes out to Michigan to see those games. Oh, though, when my brother comes, this is what I'm going to tell you. Romeo and I have a date because when my little brother comes, he's coming Tuesday to Saturday of that week of Thanksgiving. And when he leaves on Saturday, I had to make a big decision on this. When he leaves on Saturday, he's going to a Rangers game. He's taking his kids to the Rangers game. And he got a ticket for my son, Cole. Now, that's in New York at a Madison Square Garden. And, we don't go to the city a lot. It's just not our thing. We have been to the city a lot growing up here, but I didn't take my kids a lot at all. Cole's been to the natural. Cole's been like maybe a couple times. Anyway, it's been a long time since he went. And usually I have my brother take him because my brother knows how to navigate the city. So, oh, I forgot about these guys. Oh, I think we forgot these guys. Uh-oh. I'm going to include some of these guys. His boy, oh. I know. It's the yelling. My poor little Bella, too. Your little Peanut, right? Oh, my gosh. If you guys haven't seen him, he's a little Peanut. His name's Peanut, and he is a freaking Peanut, okay? He is an absolute Peanut. That is exactly my life. That is my life right there. And my mother gets into it. She loves it. She's like, her and Romeo sit and watch the Mets. They sit and watch the, like all kinds of stuff. Yeah, I don't know why this one's a little bit too long. So my brother called me yesterday or the day before, Patrick, and he said, so what we'd like to do is we'd like to take Cole to the Rangers game with us. I said, oh, okay. It's on Saturday. He goes, however, we're going home after that. We're going to drive back to Maine. So what I would like to do is put him on a bus, my son, alone, and send him back you guys can pick him up at the bus in Jersey, which is about 20 minutes from here. I said, oh, okay. I really wanted to say no, but I didn't. So he's going to be doing that. I mean, the thing is, I have Life 360, so I'm comfortable with the fact that I have Life 360. So I just, and my son has one of those, I'm going to make sure he brings it with him. Those battery packs to, like, if your phone dies, plug it in kind of thing. So he's going to be going with big uncle, my brother, Uncle Patrick's taking him to a, whatchamacallit game, a Rangers hockey thing. Oh, hey, Juju, I didn't see you come in, girl. Welcome. I'm just making a wreath and yakking my face off. My throat's a little sore. Anyway, so he's going to go with my, so this is the first time my son will ever get on a bus in New York City at Port Authority and come out to me. I know, right? I know, I know you feel me. I tell you right now, if I didn't have Life 360, if I didn't have some kind of way to track him, I wouldn't be letting him go. I just absolutely would not be letting him go. And I'm cracking up because there's no way my sister-in-law went, hey, Janet! Hello. Yes, it's a wonderful experience for my son. I'm very excited, but I'm super grateful that we have the technology that we have today. You know what I'm saying? Because, oh, Janet, I just want to say, I started my stream off the opposite of your stream because I got such a big mouth yakking about stuff that's on my heart that's really not appropriate. I love coming to Janet's stream because I just think she's like she's so British and so appropriate and kind and loving. And you come over here and it's like a complete, you know, SHIT show. Anyway, Janet and Juju, I'm making a wreath and I'm addicted. Addicted. What did she say? Federal offense. All right, let's see. We're going here. It's very simple, girls. You just you go on the first one, out on the inner one, on the outer one. And I don't know where you guys in our friends across the pond and elsewhere. Oh, Janet, thank you, baby. Janet, I don't have any other choice, it seems. It literally seems like I have no other choice but to do that. But anyway, Janet, I'm having a blast. These are all fabric scraps, and I know you're a fabric scrapper. Janet's just a beautiful human being, like, period. Like, I think you're the essence of all that. And I know I'm not, and this is not a religious statement, even though it's going to sound religious. It's a spiritual statement. I believe that Janet displays all of the fruit of the Holy Spirit. I really, really do. Your spirit is so beautiful. And we thank you for being you. And, you know, bringing some whimsy into this crazy world, you know. Some whimsy is necessary. Her little whimsical, oh, you know, Janet, I was going to show you. Hold on, I want to show her. You inspired me, Janet, because when I was doing my bird journal for Mary's birthing, I got inspired. This is my journal. Isn't that pretty? Thank you, thank you. I did put the eyelets on, too. And this is from Jean Moran. She gave me, like, 400 yards of vintage, whatever that is, seam binding. Anyway, Janet, you inspired me because of how you draw your, it's true, Janet. All we can be is us. That's it. You are. She's the calm in our storm. Janet, you are. You're like the... Anyway, I drew my own pumpkin. And I was so excited I wanted to show you. Because when you draw your whimsical fairies, I just thought of you. And it says whimsical pumpkin. And I was like, oh, I just have to show that to Janet. And I drew that one, these two. You know, I just thought, you know what? I'm going to go for it. You know, I'm going to go for it. This was a super fun project. This little burr journal. I just love it. It was fun. And, you know, I hadn't worked in something small for a while. And also the satisfaction, I'm feeling the same way about the wreath. The satisfaction of starting a project and finishing it. It's okay to have whips, you know, the works in progress and all that. That's all good. Most of my journals I've been working on for so many years. Like, for instance, this one that I just did I did Janet's prompts yesterday. I put a video in Beth's group. But... and I'm going to finish Rebecca's. These are the prompts that Rebecca had last night. Now, I didn't finish them. I will say, my whole entire family, I went down for dinner. Thanks, Janet. I went down for dinner, and my whole entire family is like, are you using nail polish? I'm like, yeah, why? They're like, it's smelling up the entire house. Yeah, exactly. Me, all my father had to do was give me a look. So this is the one that I made when I was at Janet's yesterday. It was so much fun. And I hadn't made a belly band in forever. And so I used this stuff that I had here. But anyway, to speak about journals, this journal I have had since 2015 when I took my first like online classes. And I was still at my mental health outpatient program. Ben said once a couple years ago that Janet is her true, authentic self. We see the real Janet. Oh, you know what? There's no doubt. There's no doubt. You can't fake that. You can't fake that. I'll tell you what. That's one thing we have in common. Janet and I are both our authentic selves. My authentic self is a little bit louder, a little bit curse, a little bit more rough around the edges, you know. But anyway, this was really fun to do. I just was playing with stuff. Look, this is embossed. Yeah, I love this journal. So I've had this for a long time, and I just pulled it off the shelf yesterday to do the Janet's. Those boys are so sweet. Of course they are, right? They are so sweet. Speaking of boys, this is a piece of Cole's paperwork from like first grade when I first started doing this stuff, you know. So I love this page. This came from Alicia Mott. Miss her. Miss you, Alicia. And this is a peekaboo. Ooh, see, look, this I just had to put this here because this glitter looks just like. Oh, I love you too, Janet. You know I love you. I love you, love you, love you. Oh, this is my page. I want to show you. So when I was going through it back in 2015, I had a therapist who mistakenly, and I forgive her for it, but she mistakenly basically hypnotized me over 20 years into believing my dad had abused me when he didn't. And so that is a huge part of why I lost my mind. Anyway, while I was trying to figure all that out, I was journaling, and this art journal page is like my favorite. That's me when I was a little tiny girl playing cards with my Aunt Barbie, who will be coming, my mom's sister. And I think this might be one of my, oh, the best. Janet, it's all over my walls. I love it. I feel like she's still with me. But this was a really therapeutic page that I did, and also I think it came out really, really cute. And that's the couch in the background in the 1980s at my house. Did anyone else have one of those tweed? Yeah, it was tough, man. 20 years, yeah, it was rough. That was rough. That was rough. That was rough. But you know what? It's okay. You know, the Lord will always bring the truth to you, you know. Give away your life, you will find it given back to you, right? Mm-hmm. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, and this is like just a gratitude list. I don't even know why I'm flipping through this, guys. But yeah, I just kind of, what I was thinking to myself is, I was thinking to myself, first of all, this is what I was trying to say about the people, like the two women in my family who are struggling. I don't even want to say struggling, who are choosing to change their bodies. This is still, I really want to believe this, you know. And also, I just want to say how cool this is. This is like modeling paste. I always forget how much I love these things. But you know, the point of the matter is, it's okay. We all go through different things. And my heart says to myself, that was a sad thing for me over those years. It did make me lose my mind. However, the beauty is the truth is the truth. And the truth is my dad was just like every other dad, not perfect, but he was my dad and I loved him very much. And this community came together and made me a beautiful journal when he died. This was, oh look, this is so fun, people, if you haven't done it. This is wax, they take a crayon. Mary got on this rabbit hole for a while. And you just, oh, it's so fun to do that. I also started doing the little wax seals. And like I start adding things. Like yesterday, I just added these. This is Alicia. That's a little note she wrote me. And Alicia, if you don't know who she is, Alicia Mott passed away in 2023. She was one of my very best friends and a huge impact on my soul and my walk with Jesus. I put these on yesterday too. I don't know why I chose this picture. I was looking at this yesterday. I'm like, what's going on? Why did I choose this giant bird going for this snake? And then I put live full, the life you have imagined. I think I'm going to take that off and change it. Oh, it's true, Janet. It is. And you can and you will. You can and you will. And I have known, so let me tell you, having been a part of the mental health community, for many years, for a year and a half, I went 5 days a week to a mental health program. All day long, we did groups. And I met some of the most beautiful people with schizophrenia, schizoaffective disorder. And, you know, all this is going on around me. And I'm thinking I only had PTSD. Not that PTSD isn't only. That's a tough one, too. But I'm thinking that's what I was there for from the assault that I had in 2008. And come to find out, they were so gracious that they didn't tell me that I was bipolar. They just let me be me until I figured it out. You know, until I went to until the psychiatrist told me, and I was like, oh, okay. Anyway, this is from Janet's prompts in July 4th, 2022. See, Janet, you get me drawing. I drew a mushroom. I drew a pineapple. That's not me. It's not me. No way. And then I don't know what, oh, this was a little drawing my son made. I don't know why. It's funny to see the things that you save, right? This was my Alicia. These are all the little tea bags that I had. Yeah. Oh, this is an interesting quote. Whether you have, wait, I got to read it to myself. Whatever your hand finds to do, do it with all your might. I think so many of us do. That's why this applies to so many of us crafters and artists. And here's today's, and then I'm going to do this one. So, and I have like this many pages left. So what I'm saying to myself is I think I'm going to create a journal. This morning I was thinking about it. I have so many things that my keepsakes, right? My memory stuff. But it's not in order. And so my brain goes, I can't do it unless it's going to be in order, right? That's how my brain thinks. But my heart doesn't think that way. My heart says, take all the goodies that you have that you want to put in as a memory, like my stuff from the cruise with Andrew. And you don't have to make a cruise journal. Just make a memory journal. Just make a memory journal, and you can just add to it whenever, wherever, and it doesn't have to be in order. So that's what I'm going to do. And I have to decide what journal I'm going to use for it. I'm thinking about this one here, but it might not be big enough. Oops. I had made this one, and I started putting some things in here that I wanted to save. He has made everything beautiful in its time. Oh, this is from Sabrina, sweet Sabrina. This one's from Alicia. You know what? Yeah, let me tell you, that's how I lived most of my life, Amy. The thing that's interesting, people, and Romeo, I'll tell him, he admits it too. When even now, if I hit like a little dip to something and I start to get depression, I say to him, you know what? Everybody else wants to make sure the mania is under control. But you guys don't seem to care as much about the depression, which is literally just as easily kill me. The only reason that I started having suicidal ideation when I was 7 years old. I didn't know that's what it was called. I didn't know that everybody didn't feel like killing themselves many times throughout the year. And the only reason that I didn't act on anything was because I had my daughter. And then, of course, my son later, but my daughter, and I would not do that to her, and that was my only thing. So, yeah, this is just like a little, maybe I will use this. I don't know. I guess I did a couple little things in here. Yeah, we'll see. It's just like used up old papers. I like them from Blick. I have to tear up all those Blick papers. Right? I mean, I hate to say it. It's a little more productive. Oh, did you? Oh, you know what, Carol? That means Spencer has it. That means her son has it. Oh, that's beautiful. I still keep in touch with him. My dream was to go visit Alicia. I live in Oxford. When we met online, she was thrilled because I live in Oxford, New Jersey, and she lived in Oxford, Mississippi. Romeo looked it up. He's like, oh my gosh, we should go visit. It's really nice there because it's like a college town, a lot of fartsy, kind of like an Asheville kind of deal. But I'm sure her son really cherishes that. I really am. And you know what he did? He had her cremated, and he put her remains in one of these beautiful jars that she painted black with the, how she did. Here's an example. She made this sign for me. I have another one for over there. She made this sign for me because I say a lot of things that are pretty obvious. So the urn that he used, he used was a piece of her art that was black with like flowers and stuff. Oh. Yeah, you know what? I mean, I think you really might. I mean, you would know better than anybody, right? Oh, this is also from, I think this is from, this looks like a Malia dangle. Isn't that beautiful? Look, a little gingerbread on there. There's all kinds of goodies on there. Look at that. That's beautiful. A little teddy bear. But anyway, that's her style. One of her many beautiful styles. Very nice. I apologize. My throat is, and you know what? I forgot to tell you this. I wanted to tell you this. So my daughter, who's had anxiety her entire life, and her, her father passed away because of it, essentially. I know, so colorful, right? And she finally, and I think it's because her girlfriends take some medications, the new friends that she's made in the last couple of years with nursing, she decided she would go and investigate medication. I was so happy because I know if my daughter just took like a little bit of an SNRI or an SRI, or she'd be in good shape. So she goes to the psychiatrist, and she called me last week, and she's like, um, she's like, that's hard too, because the BPD is hard to it's hard to treat. I went to therapy with a lot of people who had that. So she went, and they offered her Lamictal, which is a mood stabilizer. And she was very upset, and she said she's not going to take it. I said, you should really think about it. And she said, no, because as soon as they found out that you're bipolar, Mom, now they're giving me that medication. I was like, well, and she's not bipolar. She's got anxiety mostly, almost, exclusively. She doesn't really have depression. So I don't know. I wish she would just at least try it. She won't. I think she, honest to God. Yeah. That's a tough one to me. That's really tough, honey. I'm sorry for you on that. I know when I was in the hospital last time, 4 years ago, down at where I met my friend Jennifer, there was a woman across the hall from me who was struggling with that BPD. And it's funny because you say BPD, some people think it means bipolar, but it means borderline personality. And personality disorders are really tough to treat, from what I understand. All right. But you got us and me. You got us, baby. You got us. And she's got Peanut, too. Oh, her little Peanut. I love everybody's animals. You've got Freddie and Peanut. Who else has animals? We've got Bella, who's been watching my mom. Like I told the girls earlier, my mom fell this morning. She's okay. But when she falls, I was just in the next room getting her medication, and she reached for something, and she's not supposed to reach. So the Romeo sticks up for her like, so it's amazing. Excuse me. I think I screwed that up. Hold on. Romeo sticks up for her like no matter what. He's always on her side. I love that. I go in the kitchen and I go, why did she do that? Why did she bend over? He's like, because she's been bending over her whole life, Laura. Okay, is it Chaylee? Malty Poo? Oh, those are so freaking cute. Oh, yes. I know, but you know what I mean? This is the thing. I used to cry. I used to sit I had this wonderful, okay, so here's the other side of things. So I had that one misguided therapist, and it was a long time that we worked together, and it really did impact my life. However, God also put in my life some of the most amazing doctors and therapists along the way. And one of them, her name was Anika. She was Indian woman, beautiful young lady, very young, very accomplished with her degrees and stuff. And I was so, I was just losing. I was out of it. I was like, you can't. I went to the head therapist and said, I'm too much for her to handle. I need you to give me someone else. I mean, that's where I was at, people. She was amazing to me. Amazing. Anyway, I used to sit at her desk and cry and say, I just want to be normal. I just want to be normal. And then Romeo, I'll tell you, I used to walk around the house in circles after Cole went to bed. I never did this while he was awake. But I would cry, and I would just walk in this circle pattern. And that happened for, a couple of years. So, yeah, I get it, man. I get it. Girl, I get it. But tell you what, my mother is the one who got me into all this art, because she has a friend who's an artist, and she was a part of this thing called the Brave Girls Club. And I don't know if they still do it, but it's an amazing thing. It's all about, like, it just empowers you, and she teaches art journaling, and that's what got me down all these rabbit holes. It was just a phenomenally fun experience. I will say that. Yeah, I thank my mom for a lot, Like today I'm hugging, my mom fell and then I hugged her, and I just said, Mom, and I didn't say anything else, and she's just patting my back, and she goes, I know, Laura, I know. Because it's just so challenging to, she's okay. It's not like, you know what I'm saying? She fell on her butt, but she's okay. Like she didn't hit her head. That's what matters. But she just, she's just frail, guys, she's different. It's a huge, huge, huge adjustment. But then it's like, okay, but I mean, look at it this way. God's given both of us, she and I, this time together. And she gets this time with her grandson, and those things are beautiful, right? That part of it's really, really beautiful. And she's so sweet, you know. Oh, she's just the sweetest. I don't know if you guys remember back at during the pandemic, we actually had Thanksgiving dinner and we live streamed it on my channel. Forgot about that. But my mom came over and she was there. And that's when she was, you know, better, right? It's just, you don't anticipate this because I think we must block it out that our parents were loved ones of any kind. Will get, you know, they will age and they will need our help. And even if it's your help to put them in a place that's more safe for them and stuff. I know, Marty, 100%. Oh, I know, I know, I know. Yeah. Remember, Janet? It was so fun, right? It was fun. You know, because people were locked in and they couldn't visit, you know, and it was really a tough time for a lot of people, right? That was tough. Yeah, it was fun. We set up the camera and everything. I forgot we did that. Yeah, just we've had some good times together, let me tell you. And I tell you, the simple things like I'm going to do a pocket letter swap with Marty. She's never done one. Oh my gosh, we're going to have so much fun. That's just going to be fun. Just going to be fun. Guys, look, almost done. Woohoo! I really like the back too. I want to just say, I think I could also do the back as like a, I don't know. I'm telling you, couldn't you hang it up on your, I think I could hang it up like that. I'd put like a picture, like a wooden sign here, Merry Christmas or, you know, peace on earth or something. You know, I just think you could really go either way with this. I've got to get up to the Dollar Tree and see if they have any more of these. So I started pricing these rings. They're forms, they're called. You know what? That's the thing about this. Elizabeth, Never Hopeless Elizabeth. Me too, Marty. We're going to have a good time, girl. I might ask you some questions. I might like, what's your favorite colors and what style do you like and stuff. Elizabeth from Never Hopeless. I think it's here or here. She has This Too Shall Pass. She has that tattooed on her body. I'm thinking about getting this tattooed. Ephesians 2:8-9. For by grace you have been saved through faith. I have this on my t-shirt. I was just gonna get it right here, but I don't know. I might not have the nerve. I may not have the nerve, people. I just may not have it. It's looking like I'm getting the perfect, I've had the perfect amount of string. Yeah, things will pass. That's the thing. You have to learn that though, because when you're stuck in a spot, it feels like it's going to be there forever, right? You know? And I know, like, for me, I also know that it's hitting hard a little bit with, even though I known this, I've consciously talked about it. But when I see my mom having her issues, you know, I know that Romeo is so much older than I am that, you know, the likelihood that I'm going to need to be witnessing and bearing witness to his transition, so to speak, is just, you know, it weighs on the heart a little bit, just a little bit. This one's too long. This is so interesting how I cut some of them too long. It's just a little bit too long. Okay, we'll do those guys. Yeah, I tell you, you get stuck in your head and not, you know, you don't live from when you're not living from your heart, right? That's what happens to me if I'm living from my head and not my heart. Yeah. I know. I mean, that's the thing is, but it is that way your whole life. But the thing is, there's parts of it that, you know, I firmly believe people who have suffered understand suffering in a way when you've experienced it. And it could be any kind of suffering, right? Because everyone has suffering, right? Like, I mean, that's the whole, you know, the Buddhists, you know, they have it right, in my opinion. Life is suffering. That's their motto. But I don't think we have to be fatalistic about it. And I think we can see that there's also so much beauty in life. We were talking about this at, where was I talking about this? Church. I was talking at church. We're going to do caroling again for the nursing home. So we go Christmas caroling, and we wrap up. They buy the church buys calendars, and we wrap them and we go and hand them out to the elderly people, and it's really fun and it's really sweet and they really enjoy it. And so we were doing that after church on Sunday. So we were chit-chatting about this and that. And some people were talking about some of the things in the world that are really depressing for them and all of that. And so we started talking about how, you know, even in, like, if you look at any situation where there's something really traumatic going on, right? Like a war or natural disaster, Mr. Rogers, his mother told him to look for the helpers. And I think that is just such a beautiful thing. So like when there's a disaster, look for the Red Cross and look for all those people, you know. Yes, I think Romeo has that sad thing. Yeah. Hmm. I have one of those, Marty. I actually donated it recently, but it was a little bit helpful. Yeah, see, that's the problem. Anxiety about helping your anxiety. That's kind of what my daughter's in. Yeah, I get it. But you know what? Let me tell you what, I mean, the dementia thing is either going to be or it's not going to be, and I think we can't really prevent that, you know? And if you know, why suffer if you can use the Ativan? Why suffer for your whole life? You know what I'm saying? And that's and I know that that's why they took everybody off of it where I was at when back in 2016 when I was in my day program. Everybody who was on a benzo, they took it off. But I'll tell you what, my brother, he doesn't care because he's been on Klonopin since he was 19 and he's 52. And it is the only thing. He takes a couple, like one other thing, but it helps him so much to function and do his job as a father and be functional, you know? It's like, yeah. And it does feel, I used to get frustrated because I would say, you know, um, it feels like I have to choose between, you know, being crazy or being fat, you know, because almost all of the meds cause weight gain. And that is frustrating. You know, I understand that, you know, and the side effects and, you know, I mean, for me, part of it was my teeth went because of all the, partially the bariatric surgery, but also the meds because of the dry mouth is so bad, right? All right, let's see. Anyway, I was talking about these wreath forms. So I looked up the wreath forms. So one of the wreath YouTubers who makes wreaths, hey Marty, you know what? It's worth a try. It is absolutely worth a try. Why not? You just don't know. And listen, that's not, what does it cost you? A couple bucks? You know, you spend 20, 30 bucks on that. And if it doesn't work like I did, I just donate it, you know? And it's not that it doesn't work for me. It's just that I got the cocktail of meds that they finally put me on 4 years ago. It works. It works. So, and my plan, honestly, I told my kids, I want to go to a home. So I don't want my kids taking care of me. And that's not because of anything with my mom. I think, here's the deal. Someone like me, even if I do have dementia, I'm going to love being at a home. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to love to go and do all the, so like my grandfather, they had like a wine and cheese hour. Like, you know, it was like really, really cool when I went to visit him. Yeah. All right, listen, then listen to your damn doctor. Listen to your doctor, woman. Because I'll tell you what, I got a lady downstairs who didn't listen to her doctor. Love you, Carol, baby girl. Take care. And you don't need to suffer in silence. We're all here for you. You have a voice here always at this channel. You always have a voice. Boy, this is so exciting, guys. I have now completed 2 projects. This one and the little book. Oh, I'm so happy with it. I really am. Oh, and I think, what's her name is on now. Let's see, what's her name? I'm calling her, what's her name? And what happened with, I'm so now this is being nosy, but Colleen doesn't go on with Kathy Berg anymore. Yeah, that's weird. I can't like get the dynamic of everything. And I'll tell you what, Pam's still on. Geez, Pam's she's a maniac. Damn, Pam. This is Kathy Berg. Oh my goodness, go Pam. I went over to Pam's and then I came on. What is with this at L Sullivan? People help me. What's going on? Tell me what's going on. I know. Ami, we lived with John's mom 10 years. 10 years. She had the stroke and then she got dementia. It was unbelievable. Unbelievable. And you know what, though? The truth of the matter is when Romeo and I talk about it, because I wasn't here for the first, like, what happened was this. Romeo and I were together. We're living together, right? My daughter was 10 or 11. And we were living together, the 3 of us. And he would come back over to the farm to help his mom with things, but he was living with us. And one night we're playing the game of life, the actual game of life, my daughter's favorite game. The 3 of us were just like at the house playing the game. We have the very picturesque. We had the fireplace going. I think I had even just cooked dinner, which was not. Oh, me. You know who loves them is Dorinda. She works with them too. So I oh, did I put one here? So no, I need another one here. So Romeo gets a phone call. And his mom had a friend from high school. Now imagine this, she was like in her early 80s. and she was completely independent. And she was really, she was a professor. She had a doctorate from Columbia, and brilliant woman. Not very nurturing, super intelligent, but not nurturing. And she had 4 sons and no daughters. So what she had, so they called, his name is Harold. Harold called, oh, believe me, I've been breaking down with my mom too. I get it. I have been breaking down more than I would like to admit. So they called over to our house. So I was up, it was a cell phone or whatever. And he said she had a really bad headache, and he took her to the ER, and they're gonna, so Romeo says, okay, we'll go meet him over there. And my best friend from childhood, she lives in Florida now, but at the time she was living closer. And so she came over and scooped up my daughter. And Romeo and I went to the hospital. And oh no, he had already gotten to the hospital. I waited for my girlfriend to come get my daughter or stay with her or something. And then we went to the hospital. I got to the hospital. People, they were medevacing her to another hospital. It was that bad. They said she had a massive stroke. So we get there, and then by the time we get to talk to the doctor, we're in the waiting room for hours, and the doctor comes in. He looks like he's about 25, right? And he's like a neurosurgeon, and he's like to Romeo, we need to cut her brain open. Romeo looks at me. He's like, he looks right at me. He goes, is this really happening? Am I in some kind of like dream state? And so they had cut open her brain, and she ended up with, she had a really bad aphasia, and she could not find words. And then she declined and declined, but physically she was in really good health, and she lived another 10 years. So at the time, I was only 30 years old, and I wanted to have another child at some point because I didn't want my daughter to be an only child. And so we broke up because he couldn't leave his mom. And I thought he should put her in a home. This is very true, and I'm a little embarrassed about it now, because this is what God does to me. I just want to say, God's lessons for me aren't always pretty. So I marry this guy. He ends up being an abusive drug addict, and so I have to get out of there. We went to the domestic violence shelter, the whole bit, and eventually we landed back here with Romeo, and my son is 3. And he takes on my son as his son, sort of slowly, but eventually completely. And but my son calls him John, because when my son was 3, I told him, this is my friend Farmer John. So he used to call John Farmer John for like a year. He was in preschool, and I went to pick him up one day. And the teacher said, I want to ask you a question. Who's Farmer John? He's talking about him all the time. I said, oh, that's a friend of mine. So that was the sort of progression for us of things. But anyway, fast forward, his mother passed away. I went to the psych ward. All those things happened. And meanwhile, my son is super well adjusted and really sweet. Now fast forward. Now my mother, I love you. Thank you for coming. I love you, love you, love you. Now my mother has a stroke. It was like, well, my dad had one and then he died. And then, so I always say to people, stroke is all over my world. I'm not really sure why, but there is a purpose. God has a purpose. Love that, Janet. Thank you for coming. Thank you, Janet, thank you for existing, Janet Nash. Thank you for existing. I love I love, she always says, no pressure. And I can tell you the pressure I put on myself. I mean, I put so much pressure on myself for nothing, people, for nothing. Like, if I don't watch it, I will, I love you and me. If I don't watch it, let me tell you what, I will make that nice, fun pocket letter into something stressful. Like, I just noticed that it's me, right? That's what I've been noticing about myself lately, is that I'm the problem. I'm my own worst problem. Now, the big question is, do you put a bow on this? Or do we just leave it like this when it's done? I'm not sure. I don't want this one. I already did that one. I pretty much, people, I have used most of these scraps. This is flippin-tastic, people. Yes, please. I think this might be my favorite one. Right, Marty? But why? Why do we do it? Why are we so self-critical? I mean, it must be I believe it's somewhat cultural, right? Somewhat from your family unit. You know, I love my dad, but he was very critical, especially when we were younger. When I got older, he wasn't so critical. But then he was interesting as a grandfather. He was, you know, I mean, he was just the best grandfather ever. Yep. I mean, to the point where I was ready to kill him sometimes. Right? Right? Me nailed it. She goes, same, because nothing's terrible here but my brain. Exactly it. There's nothing going on. Like, you do that, like she says, reality testing, they call it, right? You know? And I tell you what, I don't know if anybody has anybody in their family or in their life who is what they call neurotypical. But my son is. He doesn't have anxiety. He doesn't have depression. And all I do is pray that he never picks up any kind of drug or alcohol, because it is definitely in his family. Yeah, you know what? I mean, it's okay. And you know what though? If you just don't have it right now, you don't have it, and that's okay. You know, that's just Marty nailed it. We would never think to talk to our friends the way we talk to ourselves. We need to learn to be that friend to ourselves too. Boom, wisdom bomb. There it is. That's it. And Marty, that's it. 100%. Like, yeah, and you know what's that'd be a good practice for us when you hear that inner critic. Which I believe I tell you what, I've come to believe the inner critic is very good friends with the evil one. I really do believe that after my life experience. Because you know, when you read the Bible, it's most of it's about, you know, your mind, you know, and you know, your heart, but your heart is your mind, kind of, I think, when they're talking about it. All right, I have to take my mom to the doctor at 1, so I have to decide. I have to decide if I'm doing Hobby Lobby before that or after that. I have to think about it, because I really love that one too. Because I have to make, I think I want to make one of these for maybe my aunt. Okay, we got to just push you up, buddy. We got a little slot right there. I'd like to give one to my aunt. Oh, push it here. She's a doll, baby. My aunts are so sweet. My one aunt passed away. She's my mom's sister who had bipolar. My Aunt Phoebe, she was the best. Oh my gosh. I remember she was manic one time when my grandfather died. Oh, she was so funny. She was running around grabbing all the valuables, telling me to take them with me, put them in a bag. She's like paranoid that my other aunt was going to steal everything. Yes, they're going to see her for the you know what? I can send you a picture of it. It's so good. It's healed so well. I have to give Romeo all the credit because I don't do blood, so he's been doing all the bandaging. I know, right? You girls. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. My daughter's is finding the same thing, girls. Let me tell you, she's nursing and she is finding the same thing. You know, the other problem is with nursing is the same thing it is when I was a school teacher. It's you end up in that political situation where you're dealing with the work politics. And I think that exists everywhere, that work politics thing. And that is why I am so grateful that all I'm doing now is working with Andrew one-on-one by myself. And I'm only doing it a couple days a month now because of my mom. And that's fine. And I'm on like a backup if they need me. Yep. I can't believe I'm almost finished this, guys. I'm so proud. This is good. This is good. All right. And look at all these, man. I'm definitely... This is because of... I saw Aunt Beck. She made all those dresses. Oh, she's amazing. People, I want to be her when I grow up, for real. For real. I do. She's super talented. Okay, wait. So I was going to tell you guys. So when my my brother comes, Romeo and I are going to go on a date. I know. It's the truth. That's the truth about almost every job that I've been at. I don't think it even matters if you're working retail at a store. You know, people just are not well. They're not healed in their souls, and then they come in to work and act like a butthead. So Romeo and I are going to go on a date. There's a place, it's called Allie's, and this little girl, when I was teaching, actually, it's in the same town I used to teach in. Allie had cancer. She was in 6th grade, and she died, and it was very sad. She was a sweet little girl. She was, my classroom was close to where the 6th grade wing was, and she was always kind to my special students. So her mom opened, let's talk about somebody doing something with tragedy. She loved cupcakes and she loved to watch those cupcake shows. So her mom opened this fabulous restaurant in town, and they have not only amazing food for lunch, but the baked goods are unbelievable. Yesterday I went with my friend Jennifer. I took her out for her birthday, and we went there. And it was nice because I got to see her mom's there, and I just told her mom that I knew her daughter, and it was really sweet. But I tell you, the food was unbelievable. And so I brought back half a sandwich for Romeo, and I brought back some cupcakes and cheesecake, right? Just I just wanted him to try it, and he loved it. So I asked him this morning. I said, "How about we go on a date when my brother comes? Because my son will be over at the Rangers game that Saturday, but my older brother will be here, and we will go on a date." And we will go. I want to go try their appetizers, and then we'll have appetizers and then we'll have coffee and dessert. And he said he would love to do that. So I'm going on a date with my man. And that'll be fun. Little things, it's the little things in life, right? It's just those little things that matter. Yeah, it is. Yeah, listen, me, I feel like she already is. I feel like she already is. I can't even tell you. I feel like it. I do feel like it. I wish she would go do one of those, like, work at a doctor's office, right? It's just, yeah. Nope, I totally feel like she is. And I don't want to say that to her because I don't want to be like, critical or something. But, yeah, she did. Her back hurts, too. That's her back hurts, my daughter. And I can see it when she visits, and she doesn't come very often, She works all the time. And then her and her girlfriends have fun doing fun things. She cracks me up. I gave her a credit card I don't even use it. So I have this credit card and I would do this with Cole too. Just gave it to her for emergencies, right? I get the bill. And she puts her Netflix on there. That's fine. I get there. I get the bill last week. Somehow I spent $58 at the such and such pub. I was like, girl, I did not give you that for pubs. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And she does it. She has that anxiety. I'm telling you, she's had it since she was like, I noticed the anxiety when she was like about 3 years old. We were at a birthday party for a friend. And there's a ton of kids there. And she was playing with the kids and everything. But then the birthday cake came out and every kid ran to go get a piece. And she just stood back and didn't even. And I'm like, I know you like birthday cake. Go get a piece. My older brother and I, we had the anxiety growing up, and my little brother didn't at all. He's like, Cole's a lot like him. We used to make my little brother do everything. We'd be like, go ask that guy what time it is. Go do this, go do that. My older brother and I both did it to him. So I will say, I think it helped him become, he's successful in his business. He has a really nice small business of his own. And I think it, I'm the same way with teaching. If somebody tells me they're studying teaching, I'm like, no, don't do it. Don't do it. You're going to really regret this. I'm telling you now. Yep. I am that same way I am. I mean, I would not encourage it. Not in this climate. Nope. I had ended up with what they call compassion fatigue. I didn't even know that is a thing, but it's a thing. I think a lot of medical workers and teachers as well. Anybody in those kinds of things. Dental. Go into the dental nursing. Listen, I tell you what, when I had my implants put in, the lady who was there she was a dentist and what is it? A dentist and what's the thing where they anesthesiologist. I was like, whoa, dude, you went for both of those degrees? I'm like, she probably makes some coin. And I mean, of course, she could kill me. And of course, I know all the drugs because, when you're married to a drug addict, you learn a lot about drugs. And so I was like, what are you putting in there? What are you giving me? And she's like, oh, this and that, and propanol or profanol. The one the Michael Jackson drug. Yes, exactly, Marty. And I tell you what, I know the ones who taught for 35 years. Didn't forget it. Romeo was cashed out after 25. That was it. He was done. He couldn't take it anymore. He just couldn't take it. And he also felt like, for the most part, by the time he was nearing retirement, he he was teaching all the upper level classes, which is a very different experience in high school because these are kids that are choosing to take these high level mathematics classes like calculus, trigonometry, things I would never. Yeah, see, yeah, that's a anesthesia. Oh, really? The doctors? I bet I know they do bank, man, because they also must have those anesthesiologists though. They must have a lot of insurance, right? You know, I would think so. There it is. Boom, the buckets. Yes, yes, Juju. Yes, yes. You've got to refill the buckets. Oh my God, that's a great one. The buckets or the spoons, if you know the spoon thing. Yeah, yep. And you know what? You can't pour from the empty cup, man. You can't. And you will, let me tell you, my experience, God will just smack you down. That's what he did to me. When I just tried to get too stressed out and do too many things, he just gave me a smack down. And that was it. I was done. I was spent. I was stuck. I couldn't get up. It was that kind of thing. He just was like, "You're gonna refill that cup, you know, because that's what I told you to do, you know, kind of thing, you know, because God is love, but God is also wrath and some other things. That's why the fear of God is, you know, the beginning of wisdom, right? And that's in Proverbs. Yes, yes. I remember when I first started following Jesus, I really did not understand why they were talking about the fear of God. I'm like, why would you want to be afraid of him? And then I had some experiences. Yeah. I was like, oh, okay. I'm not afraid of him. I revere him, you know, like that. Yeah. No, but the problem is somebody else can't fill your cup, but Jesus can, and he will. Jesus can, and he will. Just you know, keep reading the word. Because the thing is, if you fill your mind, and my experience has been, if you fill your mind with the word of God, there isn't room for all of those other useless I don't know, self-deprecating thoughts to be in there, right? There's just not space. Yeah. You need a waitress. My daughter was a waitress for her first job. So I don't know, you guys, if you do the thing where you buy your kids different ornaments at Christmas. We have so many now because of even just 2 kids. But I buy all 3 of them a new ornament every year. And the year she was a waitress, I got one that was really cute. It was a little waitress with her name on it. This year I got Romeo a little one of the dancing Grateful Dead bears. I think he'll like it. I think it's the Giants too or something. So, oh, and our tree. So get this. So we ordered a tree from Wayfair because we used to grow our own trees on the property. And then, you know, seriously, very picturesque. Take Cole in the red pickup truck we used to have. We called her Red. You guys remember Red. Anyway, we would take Red and go over, you know, right here in our backyard, basically. But we live on a lot of property. And we would take Cole when he was little, and we would pick out a tree, and they would chop it down and bring it in and all that. And Romeo got so sick and tired of the needles. So a couple years, maybe 2 years ago, we decided to just go ahead and the trees are really big now too. So we were at the point where we're just chopping the top of the tree off to put in the house. So we decided to just go ahead and get a fake one. And then with the lights on it and everything. Yeah, I know. Juju, we got to remind each other. Did you fill your cup, girl? Fill it up, girl. Well, I think for me, sitting with you guys and just BSing and tying rags around a wreath form is very therapeutic for me. And I appreciate it. And I think that's the thing about being in the box, you know, when you're somebody who's in the box, a friend in the box. You really maybe don't know how much you offer to those of us who are streaming, you know, because you guys are really just wonderful people, and it's a wonderful experience. And I am super grateful to you guys always and forever, for sure. So anyway, our tree, we had it like 2 years. It was like $300, and last year half the lights burned out. So he brings it down this year because I want to set it up on Thanksgiving because my daughter will be here, and she won't be here on Christmas Day. So she'll be here a couple days before Christmas. So I want to set it up with her and put the ornaments on. And so he looks up. He said, well, should we just get another tree? I said, yeah, let's just get another one. Dude, the same tree on Wayfair. I'm just talking about inflation here, buddy. That we bought 2 years ago. 2 years ago. 2 years ago is now $500 and something dollars. It was only $300 when we bought it. So then he goes, well, I could replace the lights. I said, well, how many lights, honey? He's like, oh, you know, half of them. So he has he ordered new lights for the last day. He has spent just replacing Christmas lights on a tree. Like he has the patience of Job. I mean, really. I was like, you're crazy. I said, let's just throw in the $200. Let's get the other tree. But anyway, he's having fun. It's weird. He's like, it's just oddly enjoyable, you know. Of course, he's retired and, you know, we have dispensaries, I'll put it that way. So he's enjoying himself. What can I say? That's what I told him to do. Just take, because he was like, he's a crazy researcher, you know, just insane. If you're going to do something new, he has to research he has to get into rabbit holes that are totally unnecessary. And then what happens is there's too much information and he gets frozen and he can't make a decision. I love him dearly, but the man can't make a decision. So I was really surprised when he made a decision and got the lights. Oh, but you know what he did? He never does anything impulsively. He's the opposite. We're very opposite in many, many ways. I'm extremely impulsive. And he's so the opposite of that. And so so our toaster oven, we've had it like 13 years. It's a Breville. It's really nice. And we use it for a lot. You see now my older brother does. He does go there. Yeah. And it helps Romeo immensely, especially with the seasonal affective disorder. I can't go either. It triggers mania. And I didn't know that. And I was like, having at it for a while. So I was going to get him a new toaster oven for, I know, right? A new toaster oven for Christmas. Because, you know, he was talking about it. So that sucker went in order. I look on my Amazon account and our Amazon account, and there's a freaking toaster oven, and it comes. I said, what in the heck, man? He's like, oh, I was being impulsive. I'm like, oh my Lord, what is wrong with you? You're never impulsive. And then he admitted that he'd been looking at them for like 3 weeks. So it's so him, man, so him. He's a great dude, I will say. He's a loving, kind, generous man, and very, very funny. Very, very funny. I tell you what, if I didn't have his sense of humor getting us through all this, forget it, you know. Now I'm screwed. I don't know what to get him for Christmas. I want to get him something nice that he'll enjoy, you know. And he's always like, well, I can get myself anything I want. I'm an adult now. I said, yeah, but it's not the same as somebody gets you a present because they love you and they're thinking of you. Last year he got me the Cricut and all the accoutrements, and I've only used it once. I do plan on using it with these wreaths, though. I think I'm going to get like the metal things or the wooden blanks, you know, the blanks that they use. I think I'm going to do that. All right, let's do one of these shiny babes. I think it worked out with just a few, not as many of these. Let's see. I remember when I was home, I think it was 2016, 2017. Christmas 2016, probably. And I had really been through it. I had been to in July is when I went into full psychosis. I missed a family vacation that my dad had down in Asheville, North Carolina, with our whole family. And I was just really struggling. And this man, I started watching YouTube videos. That was like starting in the fall, right, of that year. And you know how it is, though. They're like, oh, the link to this is in the description box. And that was all brand new to me. And I, thanks to me, I did use it, I think, twice now. So I just started clicking on all these things and making a wish list on Amazon. Like when I would go to the Amazon things, people, I mean, I'm hundreds and hundreds of dollars worth of stuff. Like you can imagine the amount of it. And when Christmas came, he said nothing to me, but he ordered the entire list of stuff that I had put on my Amazon wish list. Everything. And it was all wrapped and under the tree, and like I was so blown away. And it wasn't about the stuff. It was that he took the time to think, and it was also that his thing was, and I'm sure other people have this experience if you have mental health conditions, the people who love us, they can't fix it, and they want to help us, and they don't know how. And it was kind of his way, you know. And then I ended up starting my YouTube channel. Yeah, he really is. I started my YouTube channel, the old one that I had, that I deleted it when I was manic, the Jersey Crafter. And I basically started the channel because he bought me all this stuff, and I wanted to play with it, and I wanted some ideas on how to use it. And then we played for a long time. It was fun. It was fun. All right, let's see what we got here. I feel like there's a missing one here with my big mouth. Let's see if this will... Almost done here. Is anybody else doing anything? Any arting, any crafting, or are you just chilling? It's cool to chill too. I love just putting people on in the back time. Yeah, different times, right, Amy? It was different times back then. It's funny, like it's like a new crew. Now it's like there's a whole new crew of people, you know? And that's cool. I'm cool with that. I like it. I like it a lot. I like it a lot. Yeah, I think it feels like I should have another one here. Maybe I should. I think I need one there. This is sort of like, now I'm at the point where I'm just like screwing around with this. All right. Oh, the cleaners. Hold on. I want to see if that lady wrote me back. Oh, she might have. Yeah. For my mom's sake. No, dude, I sent it to you here. Oh, hold on. It's a guy from church. He's switching prayer readings with Cole. What the heck, man? Didn't I text this lady? Sorry. Oh, she did write me back. 10:30. Oh, shoot. Okay, so I got to get going because I got to go get the money to pay them. All right. Oops, sorry. Ooh, sorry. All right, ladies, I got to go, but I'm almost finished. Like really almost finished. I love this. I'm going to post it on my stuff. I agree. We're doing better. Juju works. Hey, wait, real quick. Juju, where do you work? I was curious, if you don't mind me asking. I'm just curious about people's lives. I'm not trying to be nosy. My best friend's really nosy. She's so funny. Get rid of that should. If God wanted you working, you'd be working. That's just the way it is right now. Believe me, I didn't work for years. And then I worked, and then now I'm not working as much. So kind of, you know what? It's just things come in waves, you know? Oh, Lordy, she works in a hospital. Oh, God bless you. You got to take care of yourself. Hospitals are tough places to work, I'm sure. Oh, God bless you, Juju. You know what? May God bless you. Thank you for doing what you do. Anyone who works in a hospital, believe me, I spent a lot of time there myself and also with my mom at this point. All right, I got to run because I got to go get the money to pay the cleaners. All right, you know what? Let's end with this one of these beauties today. Good, you better. Good. Take it. Take it. Listen, the doctor said you're not going to get the dementia. That's okay, you know? And here's the deal. I say this to myself because one of the medicines I take, they say could cause dementia too. I say, yeah, but if I have dementia, I won't even know it, right? You got to get real. You got to get real. All right, I thought I was a day ahead. So this is a wonderful one for you. Juju, I'm going to add you to my prayer list. Content in your calling. 1 Corinthians 7:24, brothers and sisters, you should remain in whatever circumstances you were in when God called you. God is with you in those circumstances. We all have a calling in life. We serve God when we wholeheartedly take care of these responsibilities. An official who governs well serves God. A mother who cares for her children, a father who goes to work, and a student who studies diligently are all servants of God. Many overlook this God-pleasing lifestyle because they consider simple day-to-day work insignificant. They look instead for other work that seems more difficult and end up becoming disobedient to God. Been there. Doing what God requires is a sign of superior wisdom. God requires that you work hard at your calling without worrying about what anyone else is doing. Yet few people do this. A poet who reflected on what people are like once said, "The farmer would like to be a shopkeeper and the shopkeeper a farmer. As the saying goes, the grass is always greener on the other side of the fence." Few people are satisfied with their lives. The person in the pew wants to be a member of the clergy. The student wishes he were the teacher. The citizen thinks he should be mayor. Few people are content with their calling. However, there is no other way to serve God except simply living by faith, sticking to your calling, and maintaining a clear conscience. I can't tell you that the clear conscience component is really so critical for me. And I want to thank you all for being here and chilling with me and listening to me ramble. And I want to just say a blanket statement of if I said anything that hurt anybody's feelings, I do apologize. And Marty, I want to say I can't wait to do our pocket swap. What is it called? What are they called? I'll remember when I get off. I love you guys. I pray for you all. Take care. Be well. Oh, when I did it again, I was going to turn this. I was going to shut it off on my iPad where it's not streaming from. Oh, Lord help us all. Oh, I got to find the glasses. Where is it? Oh, my big mug in there. Oh, for love of God. Come on, people. Something wrong with my finger?